Ben McKee, West Rucker Gavals 24/7 here at Lindsey Nelson Stadium after Wake Forest walks Tennessee off literally 7-6 in the bottom of the ninth inning. That silly little rule that the NCAA has, and the NCAA Tournament bites Tennessee a little bit, although Tennessee had plenty of chances to win the game in its own right, but unfortunate to get walked off on your home field as the host this weekend, but that was the case today, and just things did not go well for Nate Snead in the bottom of the ninth inning.
No, they didn't. And I mean, listen, Tennessee did a lot more right than wrong in this game, but did too much wrong to win it, really. I mean, good teams are going to make you pay for things, and that's Tom Walter's a great coach. That's a great program. You give them freebies to open an inning, and they make you pay for it. That's just kind of what happens. But I mean, I think, if I'm being honest, Ben, I'm surprised how many people are sort of surprised by this. Like, these things become like expectations change things a little bit, and you're at home, you lose by a walk-off. But this team was never going to play a clean weekend. This team could go win a championship, but it's not going to go an unbeaten weekend. I mean, that's not what this team's been doing. I mean, they get in their own way, they make mistakes, they do things, and they've been overcoming it more often than not lately, and they're heading in the right direction, but they're just, some of the mistakes today were mistakes that we've seen time and time again that bite this team, and the same things happen. They're learning some, they're not learning all of it, and they got another day to figure it out.
Well, it's surprising because Tennessee was 11-0 in home regional games under Tony Vitello. This is the first loss in a home regional under Tony Vitello, and since 2021. Now, they went a while without hosting, but also the first home loss in a regional, I believe, since like 2002, 2003. But again, they had gone a while prior to Tony without hosting here. And I mean, it's that simple. And you can point to the couple of plays that stick out like a sore thumb. I know Dean Curley had a throwing error, but I think back to walking the 9-hole hitter to lead off the inning, and that error was obviously very costly, but Wake Forest roped a couple of balls that inning to where moving up a base didn't really matter in the grand scheme of things.
Both still earned runs.
Yes, both were still earned because, and credit to Brandon Arvidson, it was really rocky start, as I'm alluding to, and he settled in and looked like the pitcher that we saw in the SEC tournament last week, a career high, 12 strikeouts, 108 pitches, which is a career high. Tied his career high for longest outing, I think, in 5.1, 5.2 innings. So kudos to him for buckling down, but that second, third, fourth inning, it just was not clean for the Tennessee defense and the Tennessee pitching staff combined.
Yeah, I mean, and we see this time and time again, right? We can run down the hits, right? When they score, they don't have a shutdown the next inning, right? They just don't. It doesn't happen, right? 0-2 and 1-2 pitches, piped that lead to mistakes, leadoff walks, especially to guys at the bottom of the lineup. The Dean Curley error in particular, but an error in the mix somewhere. I mean, it is the same things. Like, it is just the same exact things almost over and over and over again, even if the faces are a little different. And it's not a bug, it's a feature. Like, these things are going to happen, and they're going to happen in every Tennessee game. It's just, can you make enough plays to overcome that? And they've been doing that more often than not the past couple of weeks, but I don't think Leopards change their spots this time of year. Like Ole Miss did it a couple of years ago in this tournament, right? We've seen that before, but I mean, it's just what we're seeing is what they are, which is very exciting, which is very, very good at times, and also incredibly frustrating and kind of self-defeating in ways. So, I just kind of expected this. I mean, I think there'll be juice back in tomorrow. People get excited. They haven't said it, but I'm sure it'll be a night game. But I mean, it's just, I'll be shocked if they don't make some of these mistakes again tomorrow. It's just, can they make enough plays to overcome it?
Well, yeah, they're not last year's team, and they're not the number one overall seed, which is a good thing because the number one overall seed will be watching tomorrow's game. They're the number 14 national seed for a reason. I mean, anybody expecting them to play perfect is fooling themselves coming into this weekend. I mean, they barely hosted. They had to win 2 games in Hoover. But to your point, like, the offense had plenty of chances to pick up some of the defensive mistakes, and the walks to 8-hole hitters and 9-hole hitters, and allowing the 9-hole hitter to hit his 4th home run of the season, little things like that add up. And the offense had a solid night overall, but solid against a tired Wake Forest pitching staff is not going to cut it.
No, and I mean, and the bad news for Tennessee is that former Vol Matt Dallas, and then the guy who threw tonight, they gave Wake pretty good amount of length today. So Wake is not in dire straits. I think Tennessee's got fresher arms probably, and I think we'd all be shocked if Liam Doyle doesn't throw at some point in that game tomorrow, judging by his mentality and sort of what he's going to say, give me the dang ball, and they're going to give it to him at some point. But we'll see. I mean, I just, they are the number 14 overall seed for a reason, but they also probably have more first, second round draft picks than a lot of other people do. They just don't maybe have a lot of the depth coming behind it yet that's proven. I mean, it's hard to kind of put your finger on what it is with this team at times. They are very good, and Tony Vitello has said all season long they're not the most talented team in the country. I'll give you that they're not the best team in the country. They're just not. They could go win this, but they're not. But they are talented, and this is an incredibly good coaching staff, one of the best in the country. But these weird things keep happening, and baseball is like that sometimes, and this bunch just can't get out of its own way. Some teams just kind of always have a knack for that. And you know, that it can change, though. I mean, Vandy kept winning all those close games, right? And then it caught up to them eventually, so maybe Tennessee can turn around the other way. But this is what I come to the park expecting from this team now. And if they do better than that, that's great. But yeah, they have chances. They're going to be in the game tomorrow. I think it's going to be a close game. I don't think Wake would blow them out. I think it's either a Tennessee win by a little comfortable bit, or I think Tennessee wins the game. But if Wake wins, I think it will be close. So they got everything in front of them, man. I mean, they'll wake up tomorrow and it's a new day. And Wake should be a little bit tired.
They should be. We'll see what time first pitch is tomorrow. I'd be surprised if it's not later in the day at minimum. But we'll have all the coverage you need at GoVols247.com. I'll add Tony Vitello said post-game that they had not talked about who the starting pitcher will be. Obviously, the one that pops the forefront of your mind is Tegan Coons, but there's several other guys like Tanner Franklin, who's very fresh. Tony mentioned that Dylan Loy is fresh after only throwing an inning today, so they certainly have plenty of options. But somebody's going to have to step up on the mound. And quite frankly, the offense is going to have to pick up the pitching tomorrow, and the defense is going to have to be better. But I also think you got to tip your hat to Wake. I thought, honestly, I know Tennessee had some mistakes, but I thought it was a pretty fun, competitive college baseball game, and you kind of tip your hat to Wake a decent bit.
Yeah, I mean, and I think, they've got dudes, like they're top 10 nationally in home runs. They always are.
Right.
I mean, they've got guys who can leave the yard. And then I'm telling you, man, lefty coming out of there in the ninth, a lefty with a splitter like that, dude, tip your cap. You're going to go strike out. You're going to go get Keelan, Fisher, and Ensley, clutch Ensley in order in the ninth on the road with everybody screaming at you. Dude, tip your cap, man. That's a dude being a dude. That's a hell of a pitcher. He's their stopper for a reason, and he'll be able to throw a little bit tomorrow too. So, again, but it's not supposed to be easy this time of year, Ben. You got to go win.
Like Tony Vitello said last night, embrace the chaos, because it is that time of year. We'll have all the chaos on GoVols247.com. I'm Ben McKee. He's Wes Rucker.